Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920 WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York, 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning, this is Dan Gaddis, and thank you for tuning in, sharing the morning with us, being early birds. And it's December 28th, 31 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to The Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is George Post from Ulster, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you. Where else can you speak to your local representatives on the air and have your questions answered? So thank you and support KCR.
You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. KCR's talk radio call-in show. 331-9255 is your number. 331-9255. And a little bit about our winter weather. Partly cloudy this morning, then becoming cloudy during the afternoon. Be careful this morning. There are many, many icy sections all around town and around the county. Rain and snow this evening, transitioning to snow showers overnight. That's a 80% chance of that. And we've got a low of 32 for tonight. And Wednesday, cloudy around 40. That's our high, cloudy and a high around 40. Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening and a few showers developing late, a low near 35. And Thursday, cloudy with showers and a high of 42. And Thursday night, showers in the evening, then cloudy overnight, a low near 35. Now I'm guessing that that's a 50% chance of precipitation, so I'm guessing that in some upper areas that will be snow. And hi, Cam, how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tuesday.
Yeah, terrific Tuesday.
How
Just
was
one
your
moment.
Christmas?
Just a minute. I have to turn the audio on.
Good. My audio.
I already did it. Kind of
There we
like
go.
automatic audio.
There we go. Well, automatic audio. Sounds like a great feature to have. Well, the good thing about that weather forecast is it's pretty warm. Even the lows at night are
warm.
Not too terribly cold. So
yeah, not like it was last week.
Yeah,
and the week
amen.
before.
We'll take that.
We'll take it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And by the way, Christmas was amazing. At the restaurant, it was very successful. People are complying to all the necessary directives.
Standards or whatever.
Yeah, standards,
rules of
directives,
behavior.
mandates. Yes, exactly. And that's a good thing
Yeah.
because then we don't get fined.
Yeah, well, you don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Were you open Saturday?
we were closed
Oh, that's
Saturday.
nice.
So
I-
for the first time in about 6 years, we had a Christmas day.
Well, that's good.
We had a Christmas day. off.
A lot of
Off.
places were closed. Good morning, Nina. How are
Good
you?
morning, Karen.
I don't want to
Okay,
ignore
good
your
morning,
entrance,
Dan.
but I just didn't want
That's
to.
okay.
I want to let you get comfy, do your thing.
There was an engagement on Christmas Day
At the restaurant?
between Dan and Maggie.
Oh, that's
Oh,
romantic and exciting.
congratulations.
Yes, it was.
Wow, did you get on bended knee, or is that too much?
No, we did it. We did it as a present. So,
Oh, that's
so
cool.
it was. It kind of evolved and exposed itself in
That's cool.
In stages.
Nice.
Oh, that's
It was
really
wonderful.
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
I don't need to wish you guys luck. Everything's cool, but yeah, I guess.
Congratulations.
No,
Congratulations,
Good luck
I
is
guess.
always in order.
Luck is a good thing to
A
have.
little luck. Yeah, you can't have too
Yes.
much good luck. I
Absolutely.
suppose, so good.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you had a nice Christmas, eh? Oh.
We did. We had a really good Christmas. Thank God everybody was healthy and well, and a lot of fun. All our family got together, and it was great. We ate a lot.
Yeah.
You know, had a couple glasses of wine, and it was just
It was
enjoyed
very
each other's
nice.
company
Yep,
and
it was
everything.
very
So it was great. So we're working on that prime rib, though.
You still working on it?
Well, it came out good, except we like it like rare to medium rare, and I take it out when it's rare or medium rare, but it's
It's
still
still cooked a little
like
bit?
we sliced it. It was medium rare, but then by the time I got to the table, it was a little more medium than
Yeah,
rare.
because they say it gains 10 degrees.
Yeah, so I'm working on it though. I'm going to perfect
There
it,
you go.
Karen.
We had a delicious meal. Very nice.
Yes, and remind me, you had something that
Prime rib, too.
no, but something that your father makes. That's
Oh, the
a
gravlax.
Yeah,
Oh.
how was that?
Mwah.
Good. All right.
Très magnifique.
Tis the season for gravlax.
Yeah, man.
we have it on the menu for the rest of the until after
Well,
New Year's on the
I-
Le Canard menu.
I'm gonna have to try to sneak in there somehow.
Sneak
and
in. It's
sample
tuna.
it.
We're doing tuna
Oh, tuna.
gravlax, and
Oh.
it is quite exceptional.
That's interesting. I want
Yeah.
to try that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fantastic. Delicious. One of his best batches ever.
Great. So
But
that's
a
wonderful.
also the good fish. I'm not sure where he procured the raw fish, but that's a big part of it.
Right.
Quality in, quality out.
Absolutely. With anything that you cook.
Yeah,
really.
anything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Prime
that's for
rib
sure.
to raw fish. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was nice. It was low key, but I noticed a lot of places were closed, like
Yes.
businesses and businesses and
Yes.
stuff. Like it seemed like more than usual.
Yeah.
Even like hardware stores and things like that.
Which I think is nice.
Yeah,
You know, the
absolutely.
holiday season, I enjoyed it because being with the county, when the holiday falls on a Saturday, we have Friday off, so like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then the day after.
Yeah.
And normally, like when it's in the middle of the week, you go to work on Christmas Eve, you have Christmas Day off, and then you're back to work the next day, and you don't enjoy the holiday and the family.
Time, whatever.
Right,
unless
yeah.
you use vacation time.
Yeah, and it's
But
hard
yeah.
when we have a public office. You have to really limit the amount of people that could be off around the holidays. So it's great, and I'm happy for the employees too that everybody got to
my,
enjoy the holiday.
My company did the same thing. Had off, and this Friday as well.
Oh, great, good. So you had a long weekend
Yeah,
also.
2 long weekends back to back. It's
Yeah.
nice.
So I was a little surprised to have all that ice on my car this morning.
Yeah, I
Of course,
didn't
my
expect
wonderful
it.
husband cleaned everything off for me, which was fantastic. But
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It happened early. It wasn't.
it?
Yeah, I saw it. I guess it's whatever. And then middle of the night, I saw that it had stopped, and I surmised that it was probably frozen. I was like, ugh, gonna have to start the car earlier to.
Yeah,
melt the
you were
windows.
right. You were absolutely right. Yeah, so anybody who's listening to us and is going out
Careful
in the
on
next couple hours, it's very icy out.
Careful on your front steps.
Yeah, be very careful of your front steps or your driveway, that black ice.
Yeah.
And be prepared to start your car for a little while because it is quite iced up. And it takes a few minutes for everything to melt. So I guess it's that season, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
the winter,
got
right?
super lucky. Speaking of black ice, I last week
Yes, that was terrible.
I got so lucky. I come down from my wooden steps. You can see my wooden steps. I know they're always freeze because they're in the air.
Yes,
And they freeze. So
yes.
even before the ground. So I knew I was going down carefully, holding. I was like, I knew it. I'm living there so long. And I got down on the bluestone on the front walk, and I could see that it was icy. So I was like, I tested it, slid my foot, sort of shuffled because I have to step off bluestone onto the sidewalk because it's raised a little bit.
Yep.
I stepped off with my left foot, and my heel, slipped out, whoop, and I started falling, but somehow
Whoa.
miraculously I spun like a 360 and landed straight on my butt, like I was sitting down. So there's like a step there, so it wasn't like the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
I got so lucky. I breathed.
You
I was
did.
like, after I like came to
Make
rest.
sure that there was
came
no.
to rest on my keister. I was like, oh my god! I just got so lucky. I was like, I just
really
like
did.
wave of like relief, because I smashed elbows before.
Oh yeah, you don't expect
whatever.
it.
And it's like, oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse.
Oh, and it was terrible. I mean, it was totally unexpected. You didn't see the ice. So, yeah, thank God, Cameron. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Sometimes you amaze yourself how you fall without getting hurt. Isn't it amazing how you have that control?
Yeah,
and you're able
That's
to do
the scary
that.
thing about, I heard Dr. Alio talking yesterday on this
The radio,
station. Balance and particularly as you get older, and you never want to admit you're getting older, and
No, you don't. You don't.
You're not as strong as you used to be, not as agile, not as quick. I was starting to feel I'm fit, knocking on 56 right now. So I'm starting to feel it, and
Sure,
I'm
yeah, me
starting to
too.
realize that you have to realize that, otherwise you're gonna get hurt. And
Yeah.
talking to Dr. Alio about the different things, and a couple good callers. He was talking, vertiginous, which is vertigo, when you suffer vertigo.
Yeah.
But he said it, and I was like, oh, that's how you.
Say it again.
Vertiginous.
Okay, so that's when you have
vertiginous.
vertigo.
I don't know how. If I looked at the word, but I've never.
Right.
heard that word out loud before, so I'm glad that he pronounced it correctly. See the power of sound right there, Dan, right?
Exactly. And
sound.
yep, it's going every Thursday at 11 o'clock
There you
at
go.
People's Place.
Yep.
Yep. And Dr. Ed Alia did a very, very, very nice
but he
presentation yesterday along with Dr. Yayo.
Yeah, they were good. And I didn't know Dr. Yoyo was like a high-end dog judge.
Oh, he is.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I
I unfortunately had to go to work, shut it off. But
there were quite a few takeaways from his experiences.
I really wanted to listen, but I got to work. I had to.
The biggest takeaway I got is that every dog knows how to manipulate you,
Oh, that's
which is
interesting.
fascinating. They tune in and learn how to manipulate
individuals.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
No, so it's just amazing, like the alpha concept, but behind cats and dogs and things like that. It was just really, really, really intriguing.
That's why they're always.
Luckily, we have it
watching
recorded
you.
if you want it.
Yeah, that's why they're always watching you. I mean, that's what since time began. They watch to see what you're doing, everything, and then they pick up stuff and.
Yeah, it's
they're smart,
amazing.
man.
If I'm
Right? Their
fixing
instinct.
if I'm fixing a fence, or if I'm hammering a nail, or I'm working on the sink, or doing anything in the house, one of my dogs is right there watching every little move I'm making.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
They're
And they know the sounds, like-
Fascinated. They're fascinated by us.
My dog would be lying there sleeping or whatever, and you'd be like cleaning, won't do anything. But you touch the refrigerator. I think she can, like, the refrigerator door.
Oh, that's the key.
Pops up,
And all of a
right?
sudden she's sitting there waiting.
Anytime you're near the kitchen.
Or she hears a, like a Rubbermaid, or, a plastic food storage container lid.
Yes.
She hears one of those lids crack. I mean, even if I'm on the porch, she hears a lid crack. And she goes trotting up. It's like,
She knows. She knows.
there's food in there. I
Yeah.
might get some.
It is amazing how much they react, how much of a human quality they have to them. Yeah, absolutely.
Always more intelligent. He never, like yesterday, it was a stellar performance by him in regard to dogs.
Yeah.
And he never, Dr. Elio asked him which dogs are smarter, which dogs aren't. All of them are smart.
Yeah, well, they're all
in their own
yeah.
in their own nature.
Yeah.
In their own nature, they're all smart.
I'm sure there's some deep variations within that.
Yeah, I'm
They're
sure.
all dogs. They're all genetically.
Yeah, and basically he
humans.
said
I mean,
smart for what?
Right.
Because oftentimes they're, genetically bred for certain jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're smart for this or they're smart for that.
Did Dr. Oyer say how many years? I know it's been like I'm going to say 20 years that he's been involved with showing dogs and working with dogs. Did he say how many years it was?
I think that at least he was throwing around the dates like 1980s.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's been at
So
least since
that's
then.
30,
Yeah.
40 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch the breed, but what does he?
Oh, I can see right in front of me.
Yes, I can't remember either.
Small, big.
Small.
It's a larger dog.
Like
dog?
a,
no.
like a medium size.
It's, yeah, I defer.
It'll come to us.
It will come to us.
We'll go back to the recording.
If it does, let me know.
Yes, absolutely. And this is a call-in show for those of you that are listening, 331-9255. So feel free to call Cameron and ask him any recipe or any that you're interested in.
Meatloaf dinner this Monday.
Okay.
10752. So I've memorized the number now. Starting at 5 o'clock, $10, mashed potatoes, green beans, I think, because I like green beans.
Oh, I like green beans. I love green beans.
To me, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans.
Yes, yes.
So make your reservations. Distribution starts at 5. 4810752 at the Elks Lodge.
Maybe people can call in and tell us about their New Year's
I
plans.
3 more days for 2021.
Yes.
You know what's nice though? You don't have to carry around. I've been carrying around. I keep a paper calendar, like a little date book. 6x9 thingy. And like last month, you got to carry 2. Because December. And
yes, that's right. Yes.
But my new one has like the last 2 weeks of December in it. So I finally I had nothing. I'm done. I need to only carry 1 for the next 11 and a half months. So.
Okay, so I have a picture of Dr. Oya's dog for the holidays. There he is. So now we're getting one step closer to the type of dogs.
Okay.
Okay. I'll keep working on it. Oh, yeah.
Cavalier King Charles?
Yeah, yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's
something
it.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
They're cool. Yeah, they're medium dogs. They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're very handsome
That's
dogs.
it. Yeah. So, okay. Great job, Cameron. So, I want to invite everybody who's listening today that on Friday at 3 o'clock, if you have the availability of using Facebook, myself and March Gallagher are going to have our virtual swearing in together. So we're very excited about that. So that's 3 o'clock on Friday, and it's on Facebook, and we'll live stream it. And which is great because I like my in-laws.
You're swearing you in, or you're both?
We're both getting sworn in. So Pat Ryan will be, our county executive will be the MC, and our state comptroller Tom DiNapoli will have a few words to say, and then our county. No, we're all doing it virtually.
Okay.
We're all doing it virtual.
Cool.
Yes, and then our county court judge. Brian Rounds will swear in myself in March, and of course we'll say a few words. Never lost for words. So it'll be a half hour at the very most, but we decided to do it. March reached out to me, and I'm so happy she did. Said, do you want to do a joint swearing in, and do you want to do it virtually? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. So finally all came together.
It's not a virtual swearing in essence.
Yeah, right. There you go.
It's for real.
Yeah, it's for real. It's covered virtually.
Yes.
Good point, Dan. Good point. So, because unfortunately, Kevin Bryant is not unfortunately, but he'll be sworn in today as our next Supreme Court judge, and he was planning a swearing-in ceremony at the Ulster County Courthouse, and because of COVID and everything, he needs to cancel that. So we're happy to be able to do this through Facebook and live stream it, and we look forward to anybody who wants to go on at 3 o'clock on Friday, New Year's Eve.
There you go.
Yeah, and see the swearing in. So, and I have a happy birthday today, John Parody, to those of you that know the Parody family.
Which one?
John, Big John, 80 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so happy birthday to him. We wish him a very, very happy and healthy New Year and a birthday. So,
Are they still involved with
the Boys Fill In? Yeah, they still own the Boys Fill In.
Wow.
Yeah, they still do.
That's a record.
That
I haven't
is,
been
right?
there in
Years, right?
a long time.
Yeah.
10 years maybe? It's been a long time, but not, whatever.
Yeah.
That's right next to the newly renovated
Alone?
bakery. Yeah, Bread
Bread
Alone
Alone.
Bakery. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that it was renovated, but yeah, I believe it.
They're
Nice.
they're definitely in process.
That's cool.
That's
the original.
They're far
one.
along.
That
Yeah.
was the,
Yeah,
the-
that's right,
the
Karen.
home base.
That was
Now they have
original.
that huge bakery out on 9W in
Yeah.
the old Czech printing plant.
Absolutely necessary,
Yeah.
because of those big bread ovens and things.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have that space.
Yep.
They have a nice cafe there, and I've always wanted to stop to have a cup of
It looks
coffee. I
nice.
never
It
had the
looks wide
opportunity to do
open,
it.
you know, with
Yeah,
the big windows.
it does,
looks
right?
Kind of modern, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
I've always wanted to
That's
do
very
that.
cool. Yeah, I've been to the Woodstock one many times, but
Yeah.
Right.
and the one in Boyceville, but never.
There's one in Woodstock? In the
Oh
village?
yes, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Oh
Huh.
yes, very good shop.
I've been through the village of Woodstock, and
Very
that was
good
the last
shop.
time I was at Boyceville.
take
Long
a tour. Take a tour.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time since what not the pub. Well, used to the music place down right on the bottom of the hill by the end of the green. You walk through the patio.
Trying to think.
Since that place closed, I don't think I've been to the village. What the heck was the name of that place? Yeah. Oh wait, I've been to Colony Cafe, so that's wrong. But actually, I didn't drive through the village. Anyhow, what was the name of that place? Remember the? Oh God, remember the old watering trough?
Yes,
Where,
I do.
Now it's called something else now. Modern, something with a number in it. Fried chicken place. But they used to have that swimming pool there, behind the watering trough. And I must have been in high school. Had some big concert there.
We're just a few miles farther than being familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, they had this.
But
big
we love
They had,
Woodstock.
and they had this this homemade. I remember this homemade diving board. It was 10 feet high. And when I say homemade, it was with pipe, plumbing pipe that you screw together. It was pretty solid structure, but it was holy crap, this thing's homemade. And the pool was open, and the band was playing, and there was all these people in the pool, and it was dirt and muddy, and then the pool got gross, and people didn't care.
Memories, right, Dan? Memories of our youth.
Sounds like Woodstock to me.
Holy cow. No, this was the 80s. Whatever. But it was like a spectacle. It was like, oh my gosh.
Well, I had to say, there's a new place in Woodstock. Have you heard of this, Moonrise Bagels?
No.
So Moonrise Bagels, have you? Yeah.
I do think so.
Yes.
Okay, I got a funny thing to say. Go ahead.
Okay, so it is a twist on a traditional bagel. It's actually a stuffed bagel. So they're newcomers to Woodstock, and you could get flavors ranging from bacon, egg, and cheese to Reuben to buffalo chicken, and you can eat them all day long. So that's why they call it Moonrise. So it's not just a breakfast.
See, I love that idea.
Yes, and they're actually, here's a picture.
I am way more. So, my joke was going to be, we got Moon Burger, which is vegetable based. Is Moon Bagel going to be meat based? And oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah, so it's actually stuffed. The bagel is stuffed with ham and eggs or with buffalo chicken.
It's like a homemade Hot Pocket.
Yes.
With a bagel.
How about that?
Wow,
So we have
they
to
need to
try
come
it.
closer.
Yeah. Up in
we have a
Woodstock
caller?
on Tinker Street.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Cameron. This is Dave Rao calling. I think you're trying to remember a place called Joyous Lake.
Yeah, the lake. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no. It wasn't the lake. The lake was on the hill on the way into the village.
On the left.
On the left.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah,
on the left, but after you went around the corner, the curve by the green, it was on the left down there.
309?
It was near where Not Fade Away was, right before the brook. It was on the left. If you remember the lake, you got to remember this other place. I remember they had a DST. They put out an album, a mixed album in the 80s of all the bands that played there.
Oh, I
I'm
can't.
drawing a blank on that one.
Oh man, it was. Yeah, I remember the lake. Yeah, Greg Schaffer owned that at the end of it, and then it changed hands a couple times. It was on the other end of the village.
Okay. Yeah, I'm drawing on that one.
Yeah, think of it. It'll come to you as you're driving home from work today or something. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you for
All right.
calling.
Thank you for calling. Thanks for listening.
Have a good day.
All right, man. Right on. Yeah, the lake had some good memories at the lake too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joyous Lake. Joyous Lake. Yeah, so anybody listening that can come up with the name.
Name of that place.
Yes, back in the 80s, please call in 331-9255.
I remember Go Van Gogh was the real was the name of the band that
Played there?
yeah, and they were like the first song on the album, and I thought that was interesting because she was the woman, the front woman of the band was a graphic designer, and I met her through printing, and like she was doing some promotional stuff. I was like,
Oh.
oh, you're in a band? She's like, oh yeah, and I liked the album. She gave me like a copy. I think this might have been a CD, like at the beginning of CDs coming out, and then a summer or two later, WDST put out this compilation album. and they were like the first track on it or something. I was like,
Oh, that's
shit.
interesting.
Yeah.
What a small world, right?
Yeah,
You don't realize sometimes
That's-
when you come into.
Oh man! See, now all I could think of is the lake.
Yeah, I wouldn't be much
Pub?
help for
No,
you
it wasn't
here.
a pub. 'Cause that's no. Anyhow.
Well, today we have a full schedule of guests, right?
Yep, Dr. Roberts or someone from the college will hopefully be joining us.
Yes, and then we have Addie Smock from the Kingston Library
Oh, she is coming in.
Yeah, she's
'cause I
coming
knew
in.
Marjorie was
on vacation.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yes. So she did email me yesterday,
Good,
and
confirmed.
yes, and then of course if Paul Hakim is in the
Yeah.
area,
Whom I bumped
which I'm
into
sure-
the other day.
Oh,
at
so
the
he's
bank.
here. We'll be at the 8:30 hour.
Yep.
So we
It's
have a
funny,
full schedule of guests.
I was at the bank Christmas shopping for my niece and nephew. getting crisp.
Well, there you go.
Getting crisp $100 bills to stick in their Christmas car because
Christmas shopping at the
you got
bank.
My niece is 20, my nephew's 16, and what's Uncle Cam going to buy them that they want? But little green in the envelope always brightens Christmas morning when they open that envelope. So.
Absolutely, that's for sure.
My shopping.
It makes it easy.
My
your
shopping,
Christmas shopping.
all my Christmas shopping occurred. My sister taking care of my mom. But all my Christmas shopping was done at Ulster Savings on Wall Street. In 8 minutes. I had to wait. It would have been faster, but I started chatting with Paul before I got there. It was nice.
Not too difficult
Simple
of
Christmas,
Christmas shopping.
We gave up exchange. Of course, my parents always break their word and give us
everybody
something. We always say, no, spend any money, spend it on the kids. What are you going to give me? Likewise with me. I got it. My sister. What the hell is my sister going to buy me or whatever,
Sure.
Vice versa,
One little trend that's been happening is that people are buying experiences for people. A concert or
Yes.
an upcoming,
Yes.
or a membership to the Y and things like that. Those are really fantastic
Yeah,
gifts. I mean, it's not something, brick and mortar. It's not right in front of you as a big present in a big box, but it is a big present in a big box.
That's great, yeah.
Giving out,
hot air ballooning, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, exactly. And those are fantastic presents. That's been kind of trending this last season.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I bought my son the experience of snowboard boots, so he's experiencing that.
He snowboards?
He has just started,
Good.
Unfortunately, he's bitten by the bug, an alpine bug, which I got bit a long time ago, but for a variety of reasons, not variety. I didn't introduce him to skiing or snowboarding, winter sports, because quite honestly, I didn't feel like I could amply provide him the experience is necessary. Money, it's too expensive. Gear and going on vacation, ski vacation.
Oh, and oh my goodness.
So I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I can't. I'd only be like half introducing him to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And then it would be like getting himself involved in something that's not a burden, but whatever. But now he's been working. He's a couple of his buddies. He's got into it and he's loves it.
That's
So
wonderful.
his Christmas revolved around his new sport.
Yeah. It's great for the winter months too. My son's a snowboarder and loves to ski, and it makes the winter months go.
Locally, we got a couple of nice mountains that are
really
very
do.
close, and if you
But
ski
the lift
during the
tickets
week,
this year, out of sight.
He's going to Mount Snow tomorrow with another buddy just for the day. It's like $130 or something like that.
Yeah.
Holiday week.
Yep. Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're going to Wyndham, same thing, 145.
Oh yeah,
next
Wyndham.
weekend,
Yeah, Wyndham is very expensive.
Yeah. So.
It's expensive. Bel Air is reasonable. Platicille's the most reasonable.
Yeah, the
place
Platicille
around,
is.
Yeah. And it's a great mountain. Facilities aren't as nice as all the other local places, but the mountain itself, the terrain, what you're putting your feet on, is by far, I believe, the best hill in the area, by far. But slow lifts. It's small. Less snowmaking. It is an extra 25 minutes up the road past Bel Air. Or, it takes longer to get there.
Yeah, it's a ride.
From Kingston or.
Yeah, definitely.
Hunter's close too. You can get to Hunter in.
Yeah, Hunter's not a bad ride.
25 minutes. Well, yeah, it's pretty darn good. You shoot up the thruway. And
Straight up.
Bel Air's easy. So.
No, we're really very blessed in this area as far as mountains to ski on. That's for sure. We're blessed all 4 seasons with so much to do and see. Quickly,
ice skating. I finally drove by the ice.
Oh, did you?
Last week.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people there. The way they got the trees lit up and everything. It's really nice down there.
It is, right?
And it was Christmas Eve. driving home from my parents' house. That's what it was. I was on a 9W bridge, and I was like, that looks really nice. Got off, detoured down, off Broadway, whatever, and down the Strand. And there was half a dozen people on it. This is 8 o'clock Christmas Eve. Half a dozen people out on the ice.
Oh, that was
Savannah
nice.
Looked like it was open.
Yeah.
There was cars downtown. So, I'm sure all the restaurants were open probably 8 o'clock still on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, probably.
So, why wouldn't the ice skating be? No, I hadn't thought about it before. But, it looked great. It was cool. I hope.
Yeah, take advantage of it.
It's a commercial success for them. So.
I do too. Absolutely.
All right, Dan, why don't we go to break?
Thank you, Cam, Nina Postupack. And thank you, listeners, for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, on AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. It's Tuesday, December 28th, and 31 degrees here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back after these messages.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp. I can probably hit the green from here. Probably. Can I get a mulligan? Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Eleanor Arrow from the town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back, and thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is being brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. Partly cloudy this morning, then becoming cloudy later this afternoon. Be careful out there. There's a lot of slippery ice, so if you're driving and walking around, be very, very, very careful about the ice out there. Rain and snow this evening. Got an 80% chance of rain and snow this evening with a low of 32. Wednesday, cloudy with a high around 40. And Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening with a few showers developing later at night and a low near 35. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance and Nina Postupack in no particular order.
Thank you, Dan.
Both here.
We are here.
Reading left to right
God.
or right to left. Just,
And hopefully we'll have someone from Ulster Community College calling in shortly.
They're on break, right?
Yeah, they are on a break.
Might be home, so we might be on our own, which is all right.
Could be, that's for sure. So did you see all the new CDC guidelines? I said we have to do a spreadsheet because I read it twice today. I listened to it on the news last night, and I still have to write it down to figure out if you have a vaccine and if you have a booster, what happens if you get COVID and what happens if you come in contact with COVID are two different things. And then if you don't have the booster but you have the vaccine, what you do. And then, of course, if you're not vaccinated, what you do. And it seems though they're shortening the window of quarantine from no matter what status you have, from 10 days to 5 days.
That's the only takeaway I got because it was
right.
the headline.
Yeah. It was so confusing.
I
had to sit down and actually write it out to get it straight in my head.
I got my booster last Wednesday out
Did you?
at Best Buy, yeah.
Okay, good. Did you have a long wait? Or?
No, I had an appointment, so it wasn't bad.
Good. That's great.
But yeah, the walk-in line was wrapped around the inside of that store.
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
They were pumping people in and out. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's a good thing. Yeah, the more people that get their boosters.
Little injection site tenderness, I got it early. It was in the morning, 10, but like 6 o'clock. It was unfortunate. It was my baseball dart, the Keegan baseball dart winter league.
Oh, so affected
was
your
night,
dart
and
throwing.
It was, I didn't go. It was also the night of our Christmas party.
Oh.
Complimentary beer for the players, because we pay in all year. Food, Lisa makes.
You didn't feel
food
good?
out.
Or?
No, I'm sitting on the couch like 6 o'clock, literally like 15 minutes from walking out the door, and all of a sudden, like like this wave of fatigue came over me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like exhausted. And I'm sitting there, I was like looking across the dining room, and like my vision was sort of fuzzy. I like shook my head. I was like, oh man, I'm like foggy.
Oh,
like
wow.
fog type thing. It was weird. And yeah, it affected me. I didn't go. I was like, whoa.
24 hours and that was it?
Going. Woke up the next morning feeling pretty good. So
Good.
We have a call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Al Roberts.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Roberts. We were wondering.
Hi, Doctor.
Our status this morning because you're on semester break. So.
Yeah, we're on break, which is a good thing for all of us. We decided last year to close from Christmas until the New Year's. I just thought it was the appropriate thing to do with as much has been going on, and I just think it's the right thing. And plus, people are real happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure the staff loves it. But your timing was great. With this, the spiking up right now and this week occurring, good. Lucky you for planning that.
Well, it's things are such up in the air for the coming semester too. We had planned to come back. We start the 22nd, but that's in limbo right now. We might delay by a couple weeks, depending. We'll watch it closely and see how things happen.
Now, is that your decision? Ulster's decision, or is that the state decision? Or
they have total freedom in allowing us to make the decision. Along with that, the only mandate they came across was that all our students had to be vaccinated. That was the only mandate we got from them, which we supported 100%. And eventually everyone came around. There was very few, probably, I would say 2% didn't get vaccinated. But, scope of everything, that's not too bad at all. So feeling good about that.
No, that's a great percentage. Yeah, that's really good. That's very good. So when will you make that decision, Doctor, of when the students will come back and staff? You'll wait another week or two?
We'll probably make that decision. Well, right now the decision is to come back. The only decision we would make is if we changed course, which would be, that could be up to the, 3 days before.
Okay.
And we've done it before in that short of notice. So it's not something new that we have to scramble. And I think everyone is prepared to have that happen. If it needs, so again, it's a wait and see problem.
Well, yeah, like you said, everything is in place. The hardware, the software, people are familiar. So,
yep.
Now, would you during a semester, could you call students, call people back to the college, or would you wait the whole thing, or?
No, right now our plan is if we have to delay, it would be for 2 weeks at a time. Give a 2-week pause, keep everybody online. And then we always have the flexibility of winter break, spring break. So, that's a week that we could always just close 100% and choose when we do that.
Yeah, okay.
That's not a popular thing to do, though. You'd be surprised the number of lives that affects when you change.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
People
absolutely.
planning vacations or whatever procedures.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
People plan well in advance for these times, and you make that change.
It makes it very, very difficult. But now during this winter break, there's many online courses, correct, that people are still have the capability of taking?
Well, right now we started yesterday.
Oh, great. Okay.
We Winternet, yep. And that enrollment was about the same as last year, so we're feeling pretty good about that.
That's good.
And even our spring enrollment is getting close to what we had last year, so we're feeling good. The fall one was down about 10%, so we're looking forward. If we can come in even to the previous year, I think we're making progress.
Yeah, that's great. When will that it starts in April or whatever, but right now being almost equal to last year, is that early in the process or normal? I'm just trying to gauge the rate of people signing up, whatever.
We probably have about 15% we expect to get between now and the 22nd. We have big pushes. January 14th will be one, and the next would probably be on the Friday before the 22nd.
Cool.
Those are the big pushes. But a lot of students wait till after the final grades, wait till the holidays done, and then they come back beginning of the year to register.
Yeah, good. Well, hopefully the numbers will be up. So sounds like you could easily match last year, so that's good.
That would be.
I'm sorry.
Financially, that would be a good thing.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and remarkable. Thinking that with COVID just a year prior, that's pretty good about bouncing back that quickly. I have to say.
It's amazing how the new challenges we have with enrollment, and something we could have never predicted was how students will gravitate to different kind of learning styles. Surprisingly, in the beginning, students really were not fond of online. But coming in the fall, it was the fastest to fill up when we put the schedule out. In the spring, it seemed to be fading a little bit more to the in-person. So we'll see what happens next fall. That's a big test. I'm really looking forward to it. And we're putting, all our resources into recruiting and promoting for the fall semester. That's where we really have to make, financially through all the CARES funding, financially we're fine. But it's the fall that we have to make sure that we're back up to speed.
What way does the staff, teachers and professors and so forth lean, online or in person? Which do they prefer?
It's a mix. We've had some instructors that they don't want to come back. They've just become so comfortable in doing it online. And they live a distance away. They're saying, no need for me to come back. But that causes us a challenge, too, because students do need that face-to-face time with us, and the office hours and some of those things. So there'll be a change that they can have more time at home, but still we're going to want them on campus sometime during the semester.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the classroom experience, just the discussions that happen in person. You learn more about life in college than you do about the math class you're in. So. I think that's an extremely important part of the educational process is, learning how to deal with other people and, the matters of decorum and, interaction. None of that's really possible online or virtually. And the in-person component for, particularly an undergrad or, a student of undergrad age, typically, late teens, early 20s, they're still learning about life and themselves and, academia.
You are 100% correct.
In person,
that's
to me,
part of college.
Yeah.
That some people forget is a socialization and learning to develop the kind of cohorts and the friendships that just lost. If you're not on campus.
Absolutely.
Student government and clubs and the different organizations and internships. There's so much other than that classroom experience that's critical to the college life. It really is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And all of those are available at SUNY Ulster. The sports, personal development, photography, the running club,
theater.
It's, to me, that's the meeting other people, and that's the college experience to me. The academics is just making you learn a process of following rules and meeting standards and everything else. Well, think about it. It is. It's sort of a checklist to a degree. College 101 is, math. College math 101 is out the window. Everyone has a phone. You don't need. You need to add and subtract. I'm not taking away.
I don't know, Doctor, where we're going, what path we're following here, but we'll see.
It's the thing, it's the being there, the people, it's going every day and making the commitment to wake up on time, to get to class, to study experience. And manage your time. And, that's for kids who, had been living at home for the previous 17 years, had their parents doing it all. That's you got to get your butt up and get to class, and that's important.
Yeah, there's a certain message that, as we've been doing education virtually, there's a certain message that's put forward that doesn't include all of that all of that substance.
Yeah.
All of that substance.
Whether you're walking across the quad from the dorms in the college, or you're driving from off-campus parking,
Right,
you're coming
with a
from
friend.
Hurley to New Paltz or Stone Ridge, it's the same experience. Getting up, getting on time. It's
it's very true.
very important.
Very different way of interacting when you're on Zoom or you're on Teams or something. You know yourself, you interact very differently than you would in a classroom, in a conference room, or whatever the case may be. It's definitely a whole new dynamic when you're doing it virtually as opposed to being in person. That's for sure. So, and the obstacles, I think, Doctor, that you have faced over the past 2 years, overcoming both the student issues that are presented, as well as the professors and the staffing issues that you need to overcome. I think the college has done a tremendous job of really putting that all together and giving students a quality education in a environment that has been so different than anything we've known in the past. And I know that hasn't been easy on you or your staff. So I have to say, I give everyone at the college credit for what they've done and what they've accomplished. And when your enrollment is going back to where it was prior COVID, that speaks volumes. So congratulations on all that you have done.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good success just in the last couple of weeks. We just found out that Novo Foundation awarded us another $1.5 million for our New Start for Women program, which just elated.
That's
they had
wow.
that program. Darlene started it with $100,000, Darlene Pfeiffer, and then they gave us $1.5 million. That was 4 years ago, and they just renewed us just before the holidays. So we have another 1.5, which that foundation is just incredible.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I'm sorry, I missed what that went for. I'm sorry.
You describe the program again, Doctor,
Yes.
which I think is it is life-changing. It's a wonderful program.
Well, it was designed to help the and how do I say this without with being politically correct? Individuals who really needed a second chance, who were capable of going to college, but through life situations they ended up in low-paying jobs. They're single parents. They're juggling babysitting and child care and transportation, making minimum wage. And this really provides that opportunity. It's a full-service program for women who are in that situation. It allows them to come to school full-time. We provide child care, technology, internet services, transportation, anything to ensure that they're successful in getting a college education. And it's grown over the years, and the fact that we've now been able to take the second-year students and put them into internships. And it's been remarkable, the internships, how they've just blossomed. So we're gonna be up to about 50 students in the next year. And
wow!
You think about how that changes not the lives of that one individual, but their children, their family, the entire network that they have.
Everything. I mean, you're preparing, employable, skilled people. The job market is thirsty right now, and you're providing great employees.
And they've really turned out to be very successful. It's the internships that have just, blown me away. We have, I think, 5 on campus working with different programs, and they've accelerated. And we have, I think, 6 students who have received full scholarships to universities, which, just shows the quality of work that they've been able to do at the 2-year
That's
level.
fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a wonderful program.
Well, that's, that was our dream. Darlene and I, thought of this. It was funny. We talked about the story. I visited her in Florida. We just had a mutual family at the time, and we went out to lunch, and we sat at a table, and Darlene says, I had a vision last night from God. And he told me that we need to do something new. And she's always had this passion for, helping the underserved women in our community. So what can we do to help these ladies who really are making minimum wage and barely getting by? So we kicked a few things around, and she says, let me give you $100,000 to start this. So we went back and drew up the program, and it's grown, it's changed, and then Novo, could see the value in it, and they've just jumped on and really been able to really produce, I think, a unique program.
That is fantastic.
So, Doctor, if somebody's interested in participating in that program, how does that work? Do they reach out to the college, or do you find the candidates, or how does that process go?
We're always constantly recruiting, and there's a number of ways to do that. It's centered in the Kingston Center. Chris Marks oversees that
Chris,
program.
Sure.
Yeah. And Jordan Spriggs is an incredible young lady who is a minister in the community and worked with that population. And she came on full time as when we first started it. And she's really the true success behind it, because you can see her any given day. She's walking Midtown, just talking to the people in that area and recruiting them, and just really cares. That's the kind of individual you have.
Wow, that outreach is
fantastic. Well, anyway, Kingston Center is the place to contact, but they call. You can call any office at the college, and we'll get you to the right place.
That's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that's, you said the correct word there, Cameron, the outreach, because it's so important when these programs are available, and to get the word out and to educate people and communicate to individuals that, hey, this is an opportunity. Sometimes it's difficult to get that word out, so that's fantastic.
Yeah. And if you're
And
stuck
she does a wonderful job.
If you're stuck in that rut of work, and kids and
Yes.
juggling,
You don't have time to look for other
just
avenues.
pursue self-help, whatever. So that's great.
What we find is a lot of those individuals in those situations, it's not just because their job is minimum wage. They're working two jobs in most cases.
Mm.
And there, you just take away just think of the damage that does to a family when, you're a single mom and you're there at 1/10 of what you should be.
Yeah.
It just revolves into, more and more poverty. So if
absolutely.
we break that poverty, we're really going to make a mark.
Break the cycle.
Yeah, breaking the cycle, exactly.
The the huge announcement last week of the Tech City acquisition by the National Resources, whatever, had I think that could potentially be a great thing for the community college, job training, or have they or any of their potential tenants? Do you know if it reached out to the college or anything, or any?
Well, Pat pulled a group of us together about a month ago. We walked the entire complex, and we have plans. We're going to be in there. We got a number. First of all, we'll have the Small Business Development Center. We'll have a satellite office there. Well, we have an interesting program that we're working with the Brewhoffers and sewing.
Oh.
They're bringing the industrial sewing. We'll have a program that will feed into the film industry in making costumes.
Wow.
This is preliminary stuff, but we got a lot of plans for there. So,
wow.
It's going to be a great opportunity for us. And, Pat's been great. He's always the first to call when he has something aligned with this. And he brought us in. He brought BOCES in. We just walked it's an incredible facility. I had never walked that. It's just so much potential there. It's just scary. So it's exciting. It really is. And we're going to be in.
That's great.
That's great, because
and
when you have
things
all
are going to
those
start moving, because parts of that campus are ready. I mean, there's tenants there now, whatever. So, and there's more space. So this isn't like something that's 5 years off. This is, current. It's going to be growing from day one.
And the new owners are just they're very creative. They're looking for and they said they just don't want a lot of nonprofits. They really want to get industry in there that is going to produce jobs. And it was exciting. And they have funds to help startups, and that's why the Small Business Development Center would be critical. There is to help those individuals who are entrepreneurs looking to start their own business. We'll have a free service right there to help them.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they have the pockets and the experience to make this happen. And with their previous successes down in Fishkill, this is right in up their alley. And the popularity of Ulster County over the last the growth of popularity in Ulster County, it's not going to be too hard of a sell to get some stuff up here.
I think it's going to be a win for all of us.
Absolutely.
So we're excited to be part of it, quite honestly.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and go ahead. I'm sorry, Doctor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and just the fact that all the shareholders are being pulled in and becoming part of it, that's really a sign of the success. And I do agree with you with Pat. He looks at all the components and all the different ways within the community that we can utilize that space and work with natural resources. So I think that's fantastic. And I have complete confidence in you, Doctor, because you always think out of the box and you will come up with some amazing programs to work with them out there at Tech City. So I'm excited to see what the future brings.
I'm excited. I think that's I hate to say the cliche, but it is a game changer for that area. It really will.
Yeah,
and we just got some other exciting news too, which is it hasn't been released yet. I got a phone call just before on our last day walking out the door. In the SUNY system, we had applied for a $1.2 million grant in developing a new workforce training center, and we will be awarded that.
Oh,
but
fantastic.
It's confidential. You can't tell anybody.
Okay. Our secret.
Wow, that's fantastic. Where can you talk about it or no? I mean, have you thought about location or?
I probably said too much, and if Jen's listening, she's going to call me right back, and she's going to say, "What did I tell you?"
We'll change the
Well, I think that's great. Congratulations, and we look forward to in the upcoming months hearing more and more about it.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. We've partnered with 3 other institutions, so we'll develop the pilot, and we'll move on to other institutions. So it's good seed money, and we've just been really fortunate. Along with, we just received $500,000 for our new President's Challenge Scholarship from the Johnson Foundation.
Oh,
So it's been a good month for grants.
Wow, that's great. The Johnson Foundation, is that the firm out of Florida?
Yep, that's the firm. We had put in. They held off for a year. We were hoping to get that last year, but they called us and said, "Nope, we're in." So we got that word of that. It's actually $400,000. So
Great.
That's going to continue to solidify that program.
Yes.
I'm feeling good about that too.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic program, and that just keeps growing and growing. It's amazing how that started and where it's at today. So that's fantastic. Congratulations. So that's over, my gosh, how much, over $2 million that came into the college just this past month?
Let's see, that's a little over $2 million now. So it's been for new projects and continuation of other ones, and so it's more than that. It's $2.5 million that we received, which I could take that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic, and what that means to the college. That's wonderful. That's for sure.
The President's Challenge. We've really added some things this last year, which is really exciting. We now have at each one of the high schools. Well, the goal is to get it to each. I think we have 4 out of the 9 that we started clubs. Like you have the chess club, and you have the varsity club, and you have a different one. So we went to the school districts and said, why can't we have a President's Challenge club and get a sponsor, and all the kids that are in the program will then have a direct relationship with each other in the school and develop projects and work together. And so, yes, they've accepted that. So by the end of the year, we'll have every school district will have a President's Challenge club.
That's a great idea.
That's fantastic.
Because meeting kids up and down the grades, 8th graders meeting 10th graders, in a after school, club. That's great. A really good idea.
Then they can do, fundraisers for charitable events, get some community involvement, and start getting the ability to give back to the community. I think is something I want to instill in these students. That it's just, it's wonderful. They really deserve it, but then they have to say, how do I pay back? And I think the school clubs will give us that opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That is fantastic. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well,
we're also we're creating a room at the college, and it's just going to be a special place for students. And the President's Challenge will have their own space with computers, and just have a space that they can call their own. So
it's like the Admirals
About
Club.
that.
Yeah,
It's like the Admirals Club. The upgrade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. That's really. But no, but it gives you a sense of pride and commitment and belonging to a group, and it's again part of the in-person experience. That's awesome.
Well, and that helps with retention too. They feel like they're part of something. They're just not a new student walking on campus. They're part of something.
Totally, 100% agree. Well, Doctor, we are at the end of our half hour here, so thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Have a
Happy New Year.
Yes, have a wonderful start to the new year, and we'll be hopefully talk to you in the new year, next year.
Well, we'll see you January. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
you very much, Doctor.
Take care, Doctor.
All right, Dan, why don't you take us to break?
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very, very special thanks to Dr. Alan Roberts for filling us in on everything exciting that's going on with SUNY Ulster. KCR is Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. It's Tuesday, December 28th, and 31 degrees right now here in uptown Kingston, and this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston, their main office. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copake, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
You're listening to WGHQ AM 920 and 92.5 FM, the home of Kingston Community Radio. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is 31 degrees on this Tuesday, December 28th. On this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and our friends from Kingston Library.
All right, we are back in the studio. But first, we have a birthday today for the Boyce Brother Dairy Milk House Cow Pie giveaway for today, Tuesday, December 28th. We want to wish Pastor Wes Smith a very happy birthday. From your friends and family, Karen and the boys, and your church family. So, Pastor,
happy birthday.
Congratulations, Pastor. Go see the fine folks at Boyce Brothers Dairy. Sally retired, my dad told me.
No doubt.
I guess she's taking care of one of her parents.
So who do people see when they go down?
Any of the fine folks down there.
The fine folks.
But I always say go see Sally. But Sally is taking care of some family members. So God bless her and good luck. But any of the fine folks, 62 O'Neill Street, Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House, go get your free cow pie, Wes. And listeners, send in your birthday announcements so you're eligible to win a free cow pie. Every day we give them away. Even on weekends we give them away. So got to be in it to win it.
We do.
So who just said further ado? Was that you or Dan? So without further ado, let me introduce, Addie Smock from the Kingston Area Library. Welcome. Good morning. And
morning,
you brought
Addie.
a guest, so why don't you introduce your guest?
This is our newest librarian, Brian James.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome,
How are
Brian.
you?
Hey.
Thank you.
And so you're here today to tell us a little bit about what's happening. What's the matter?
Addie, go to the end of the table.
Oh, there we go. Oh, the camera angle. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's the mic. This
Doing
mic.
a little rearranging.
Oh, yeah,
here.
this mic. Mic is balky. There we go. That's better. Whole new view here. Oh my God, I'm confused. Who are you? So cool. So Brian, welcome to the library. How long have you been there? Where are you from?
I started there in end of September. Before that, I was at the library in Port Ewing, the Esopus Library. I live in Kingston. I lived in Kingston for 6 years. Lived in Phoenicia for 10 years before that. And before that, once upon a time, was a city transplant. But I'm talking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So you've been here a while, yeah. So I have to say,
big city.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the Esopus Library is beautiful, also, and I think we're one of in the Mid Hudson Valley. I think we have some of the nicest libraries, not only just programming, but visually, and and Esopus is one of those libraries. Beautiful building, and it's relatively new too.
The building there is relatively new, and it's a green building, and it has a beautiful view of the Hudson in the wintertime. In the summertime, the trees kind of cover it. But if you're there now, there's a porch there with a beautiful view of the Hudson River. It's a very nice building, but I'm very happy to be at the Kingston Library.
Yes, and amazing what's been done at the Kingston Library over the years. Cameron and I love the outdoors and what's been done out there, and how you can utilize in the spring and summer months, and the Wi-Fi connection and so forth. So all great things happening at the Kingston Library, as we can tell from this newsletter that you brought us today.
Well, this is a really great segue, because our new outdoor seating, what we call our amphitheater, the funding for that was provided by our Friends group, the Friends of the Kingston Library, and they have been on hiatus because of COVID. And even though we are still very much in the pandemic, they are regrouping and will be meeting again starting in March. So we're looking for new leaders for our Friends group, people who want to get into the work of it, people who are happy to have a Zoom meeting and do a little bit of planning. So if anyone is interested in being a president, vice president, or secretary, they should come see us. Because
I'm sorry, Addie, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but so tell us how the Board of Trustees and that are elected and the Friends interact, and the difference between the two as far as governance.
So the board, who are the elected officials, they set the policy, they steer the ship of the library. And the Friends are really like the support team. They raise money, they do advocacy work, they actually fund some of our most popular programs, things like the Super Saturdays for children. So they're really, they don't make the policy, but they're really the ones who are helping us along.
So they're the fundraising branch of the library.
Oh, and they also do our book sales, our ever-popular book sales, which...
Yes.
They handle all the donations. The donations come in, the Friends sort them, group them, hold the sales, which raises a ton of money for the library.
I think that's how Ursula got her start.
With the book sales.
Friends of the library. Now, being as you're sort of regrouping and restarting, there's going to be a little bit of autonomy involved, right? A little bit of...
yeah. They're their
hopefully new thinking and
exactly. So they're their own crew. We're here to help and support them to make sure that they're successful, but they do their own thing. Other things that they've done in the past are having trivia nights at Rough Draft. They sometimes hold mailing fundraisers. So if people have ideas about this and want to do it, we want them to do the work.
And how do they do that if they want to become friends of the Kingston Library?
So right now, our leadership kickoff meeting is February 8th. At 6 p.m., it's via Zoom. And so if anyone is interested in one of these leadership positions, that they should email us at friends@kingstonlibrary.org, or they can come see me, and I'm happy to talk to them about it.
Walk in the library. Right? Say, hey, I want to get involved with Friends.
That's all you gotta do.
I'm sure anyone there will be happy to steer that individual in the right way. So.
And that meeting's February 8th.
February 8th, 6 p.m., Zoom.
Fantastic. And I'm seeing here, if you're able to devote a few working hours each month and a Zoom meeting on the second Tuesday of odd months, we could use a hand. So that's not really bad every other month to have a Zoom meeting. I have to say I've been on a couple of different Friends boards, committees, and many times it's at least once a month, if not more, and you serve on a committee and so forth. So the amount of time needed to devote to Friends is not something that's out of the realm of people who are working or have children. And, even as if you're a parent and there's programming that you think your young children may enjoy or things, get onto something like the Friends of the Kingston Library, and you have a voice and an opportunity to grow the programming there.
You're introducing your kids to, bringing them along to help at a book sale or a bake sale or stuffing envelopes for a mailing. Skills, camaraderie, they're learning the lesson of, paying it forward or what public service is. It's a great opportunity for a young family or young parents to get involved, and the whole family. You don't need one or the other as friends, quote unquote. The whole family can be quote unquote friends of the library, right? I mean, it's not exclusive or not exclusive. It's not. Everyone's involved or invited, rather. So,
and I think you make a good point. It's with the Friends and everything with the library. Everything that you put into it, in the Friends organization or into your library, it comes back to your community. It's not going somewhere else. Everything you do, it's working to help people in your community, yourselves, your family, your friends. So it's really time well spent.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very true. How many people on the Friends board right now?
I know of at least 3 people who are still very much involved, but as an actual number, I could not tell you off the top of my head.
So you're looking to grow it at this point. Yeah. That's fantastic. And I know you're looking for officers, president, vice president, and secretary. So great opportunity. What's the phone number at the library?
Oh, my goodness. I should know this.
That's okay.
You've caught me off guard.
That's okay.
That's
right.
I am ill.
But there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up this month. Every month there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up. But
yes.
Over the winter, next couple of weeks, I imagine a lot more kids around, school being closed, and
I hope so.
Families. Are Super Saturdays back up and running?
Yet.
Not yet. I knew those still.
Because many children are still unable to be vaccinated, and you cannot have distancing at a Super Saturday.
No.
Those are still on hiatus. But big thing that we do have coming up that's really exciting is we are going back to full hours.
Wow.
Prior to the COVID shutdowns, we were open late 3 nights a week. And then with COVID, when we came back from only curbside service, we had very limited hours. But we are a huge community resource. Our rooms, our community room is packed all the time. And it's been difficult as of late because we've had so limited hours. But so I'm happy to announce that starting January, we will be open late Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's until 8 p.m., 3 nights a week again. And we will be opening at 10 a.m. those days as well. So
that's fantastic, especially for people that work, the opportunity, or kids that come for homework help, whatever the case may be. That's
Saturday
huge.
9 to 5.
Saturday 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We're very happy about that.
It might take a little bit of getting used to from your staff, working a whole 8-hour shift again or whatever. So
yeah, so a little bit. We've actually hired some people recently to gear up for that, so that we were ready to go. We're closed on the 1st, so Monday the 3rd will be.
Monday the 3rd is when it starts. Yeah.
Excellent.
And what are your COVID protocols at the library?
Masks. Everybody needs to be masks, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, and we ask that they're actual masks, not a bandana, not a T-shirt. We really just want to keep everybody safe. There still are a lot of children that come in that are under 5 years old that can't be vaccinated, and all the news reports recently, Omicron, children are getting it. Especially if they're unvaccinated. So, masks.
Yep. That's not a hard one.
That's very reasonable, and that's really the mandate for the county.
Yeah,
anyway,
and we have never changed that. There's been some back and forth as we've gone through this. Some places have lessened their restrictions, but that is one thing that we have stayed firm on the entire time.
Yeah. Because then, regardless of your beliefs on vaccinations or not, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're unvaxxed. You got to, inside.
Right.
So you're not.
And with the Omicron,
making
people
a statement or
people
whatever.
do get breakthrough infections.
That's right.
Having been vaccinated.
Yeah.
And so the mask is your best protection.
Absolutely. I see in the newsletter, this looks very interesting to me. libraries are everybody's business. How to bid on a state contract. So tell me, as a county employee, how do I bid on a state contract?
Well, luckily, a representative from the Ulster County Department of Economic Development will be there to tell you.
Great.
So they know. We don't know because
Yep.
we're not, bidding
After the
on state
seminar,
contracts.
you will. You'll be
Exactly.
well versed in it. But
And so that's, it's an example of community organizations working together. We provide the service. They know what they're doing. We invite them to come in and instruct people on how to do this very vital thing. And this is an idea that came from one of our board meetings because the library needs to hire people from bids on state contracts.
Oh, right.
And when they were looking to hire somebody to do something, there was a lack of local businesses on there, a lack of businesses, people own
women and minority-owned businesses.
Exactly.
Who there is so much earmarked money, construction, food service providing,
Exactly.
services. I mean, the state buys $1 trillion worth of stuff every year.
Exactly.
And these smaller businesses are the ones who don't know how to get that because it's
It's a process.
we're busy doing carpentry. I can't
difficult process.
learn how to do the bid or whatever. So this is awesome.
Yeah, so
really
this
good.
is our way of supporting the Kingston business community by helping those smaller local businesses learn how to do it.
Stay on
and
your mic a little
learn how to do it and have the state
Yeah,
and,
that's great.
and entities spend their money here, right here in
And
Kingston.
with our growing economy, and I don't want to say the gig economy, I hate that word, but people starting their own businesses and little garage things.
Mm-hmm.
That's how heck, Heinz started making ketchup in his kitchen. Now he's got factories or you know what I mean. So everything starts small.
And it's important for businesses to know that you're eligible for this. You can bid on it no matter what size you are. And what typically happens is the state has millions and millions of dollars that they award in subcontracts. And a lot of it is big companies will swallow it up, take the bids, and then subcontract it to other people. But, for places within Kingston that need to hire, the schools need to do work, the libraries need to do work, the county, the city, they all need to do work. Get your business on there, and let's keep the money local.
Jobs, tax revenue,
exactly,
employment, everything. It's win all the way around. So that's
So
great.
that is on January 26th at 6:30. There's no need to register, so please come by January 26th at 6:30.
I really want this to be successful. I'm not trying to tell you your job or throw one on your plate, but perhaps Tacuba or the Midtown Business Association, maybe sending them a blurb about it.
Yeah, we have contacted both of those
cool.
organizations and local small business association. Yeah, we did reach out to a lot of those organizations because we do really want to get the word out on this because
Businesses are
this
growing
is
and
exactly
wanting to grow and entrepreneurship.
and ask them to spread their word. We've also shared this with all of the libraries in the county to spread the word to their businesses because, it helps everybody if small businesses get on these lists.
I'm looking at Homeschool Chess Club. So it's when my children were young, they had a chess club in their elementary school, and it was wonderful. My son didn't take to chess. My daughter loved it, so it was a good learning experience for both. But so that's Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
They meet upstairs. Registration is required on that one, so please let us know before showing up. But it's all school ages, children to high school. And actually, they're open if you know how to play chess and want to impart your chess wisdom on the next generation. They are also looking for adults to volunteer to help the kids out. And talking about our outdoor space, not that the chess club will be meeting outside right now, but in warm weather they do take advantage of that and sit outside, and it's really lovely.
Yeah. That's great. That's absolutely great. And then you have Dungeons and Dragons for tweens. Tell us about that.
We do.
You've run this a couple times already, right?
We've run this a couple times. Yeah, we have a great volunteer named Evan who loves to play Dungeons and Dragons, and he had approached me. He's new to the area. He wanted to, and if you know any D&D players, one of the things, they're into it for life, and they love to share it with other people. So he came to me and we started this group. We currently have a small group who plays twice a month on Saturdays at noon. There is still space, so if you're out there and you know a tween who wants to learn how to play, and we take all levels. You don't need to know how to play. It's relatively easy to learn how to play. Like chess, it takes a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. But yeah, and it's great. I mean, D&D is such a creative game for children to play.
It's not digital.
It's not digital. It's role playing, so it's imaginative, and the story goes wherever you take it. And it's the dungeon master's responsibility to stay on pace with the players and keep the game moving. I have DM'd before, and it is a lot of work. But
so
yeah.
what I don't know anything about it at all. So I'm going to ask, so it's not, I thought it was digital. I thought it was no. So it's,
It's a role-playing game.
Okay.
So you create a character.
The four of us are sitting around the table.
The four of us could sit around this table. We've all created characters, and there's a character sheet that you fill out, and so you have different skills. You have different equipment that you pick and choose, and, so you've created this character, and then your character has different skills. So when you come to a situation, there are dice that you would roll. And depending on what the dice roll and what your skills are determines what the action is. So say you're an elf, I'm a troll, and you're attacking me. You would roll your dice. You have a sword or a staff. You roll a 6. That's not enough hit. Your hit doesn't hit me. You take damage, and then it's like that.
Okay. And then who keeps track of the points what's going on?
You keep track of your own points. Okay. You would cross it off, but the dungeon master is the person
who runs the
runs the show. And the great thing about being a dungeon master is there are rules to the game, but as a dungeon master, you can make up your own rules. And if things are going not the way you need them to go, hey. And then a dragon came in, and so then you just stir up. You stir the pot is what you do as the dungeon
master. And I see here you will be playing with the 5e rule book. So there's different rule books.
5e is the newest one. It's been around for years. But there's the original Dungeon Dragons from the 70s, and then there was updated rules. So the 5e rule book I want to say is a good 12 years old or so, and that's the current one that most people use.
Oh, that's really interesting. I learned something new today.
There you go.
So thank you.
Role play.
Yeah.
Bad Art Night, January 6th. That's coming up around the corner.
That would be my place to go. That bad art, because I have not one bone of creativity in my body.
Well, then we'll see you at Bad Art Night.
You will.
6:30 on the 6th. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So this is, like you said, a lot of people are intimidated by art.
Yes.
They feel like they have no skills, but making bad art is just as rewarding as making good art.
I can make a Jackson Pollock looking painting. Famous and wealthy.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So it's about being with other people, enjoying the creative process, and then just to have a little fun. We'll see who can make something truly terrible.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. We're gonna bust into our supply closet, so it'll be paint, it'll be paper,
sprinkles.
It'll be glitter.
There you go.
Googly eyes.
Like
if you want to make art with googly eyes, we'll have them. So it's about just being fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
And do we register for that or
no need?
Just come on in.
Come on in, and
Bring
that's
your
for
Smock.
And that's for teens and adults. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like this because the organization I work with is heavily involved in teen activism, globally actually. Teen Activism, Change Your World on Thursday, January 13th. Talk about that program a little bit?
We are starting a teen activism club. So for young folks who have opinions about the world and the way it's going and want to make a change, we'll talk about what issues are important to them, some resources, how that they can make actual changes on a local or national level, talking about the different organizations. And one of the things that we're most impressed with is the Y Farm Project and their work to have Sojourner Truth Day. They are like a real
inspiration.
Thank you.
They are a real inspiration. You know, I was just involved in the opening of the exhibit, and Alishani was there, and her poster. I mean, her poster is absolutely amazing that she did of Sojourner Truth. You can see every aspect of Sojourner Truth, the determination, the pain, the confidence, all in that painting that she did. Absolutely incredible. So, and you're right, they, Senator Hinchy and Assemblyman Cahill have put in legislation to make Sojourner Truth Day a holiday in New York State. Yeah, and they really are an inspiration, the Y Project. So that's fantastic, and you are dovetailing on that with this teen activism.
Yeah, and so we really want young folks to know that they have a voice and that they can change the world. And so we'll give them some tools on how to do it.
Absolutely. Right. We're not there to run it or to tell them what to do. We're there to help them do what they want to do. I think one of the things that teenagers run into a lot of times, they want to change them. They don't know how to start, where to start. We have those tools to share with them to help them create a movement to change what's important to them, and not what's important to us, but what's important to them.
Carping to your friends on the school bus isn't going to change anything. It's you write letters, emails, how to form them, how to make yourself, how to be heard.
Exactly.
People will hear you, but not going to listen unless you know how to make them listen. It's very important. And as a teenager, starting to drive home the fact that in the not too distant future, kid, you're going to be an adult and you're the one in charge.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson that is sobering to a lot of kids. What do you mean? Yeah, it's like not too long. It may seem like 15 years may seem like a long time to a 15-year-old, but it's going to go by quick. And all of a sudden you're going to be 30, and you can be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Where'd the time go?
And I mean, I think especially today for a lot of teams, there has been a sort of institutional and cultural process the last, 30, 40 years of passing the buck to the next generation, and it just keeps happening. And now, all of a sudden, these kids that are teenagers today, in 10, 15 years, like, you got a lot of problems that are going to fall on your shoulders to solve because...
From climate to Medicaid to Social Security.
A lot of grown-ups, fell asleep on the job and left it to you. And, so why wait? You could make a change now. And we looked at, we were inspired by the farm kids at the Y, and also, a lot of other teen activists around the globe that have done amazing things in the last decade or so. And you could be that person.
Yes.
There's nothing stopping.
Correct. Yeah. With the right message and the right direction. That's awesome. That's good. Hopefully, it's a smash success.
And when is that? January 13th at 4 p.m.
That's a
and
Thursday.
You do not have to register for that either.
Nope, just come on by our team
over.
room.
Okay, great.
Later in the month, I see this stuffed animal taxidermy. That's kind of...
So it's not all just seriousness with the teenagers. We also like to have fun. So we will be cutting the heads off of stuffed animals and mounting them on plaques. We'll have wooden plaques for you to paint and decorate as you see fit, a selection of stuffed animals to choose to mutilate.
There you go.
And a fun project to take home.
I will not be in the room when they cut the heads off. I adore stuffed animals, and
I can't bear it.
I can't watch. I
can't stand the sight of stuffing. Right?
Yeah.
that white fuzzy stuff.
Yeah, I can't watch.
That's for ages 13 through 18, right?
Yep. And again, that's no registration. Come by our teen room, and that's on Saturday, January 27th at 4 p.m.
You can bring your own stuffed animal to dismember and mount if you need.
Yeah,
to.
if you have a stuffed animal that you would long to see on the wall, bring it with you.
Well, that's a good way, because everyone had their little mammy or whatever little fuzzy.
I still have my teddy. Yes.
Yeah, something.
I still have my elephant. Yeah.
And what a better way to?
Well, I'm not decapitating my teddy.
It's a way to bring it into your adulthood, displayed and on the wall in your adulthood. May not get some.
Maybe if you have a second tier stuffed animal that you don't mind.
But it's a way to display it, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that was my little buddy as a kid." Or whatever.
But I'm going to do a little PSA here, a little public service announcement, because I'm one of those parents that had stuffed animals that you can't even imagine that my kids had. So if you have any unwanted stuffed animals, you could donate them to the library for art. So just email reference@kingstonlibrary.org. So if you have those stuffed animals piled up in your attic or in your basement, give them an email.
Dan just gave us the 1 minute mark, so this is your time. Anything else you need to get out there?
I will tell you the phone number for the library now.
There you go.
You can always call us at 845-331-0507 or come by and see us. We're at 55 Franklin, right in Midtown.
And the other big announcement next week, right? You're back to full hours.
Yeah.
So
next week.
Come on down.
January 3rd.
Yeah, go on in. When you walk in the door, say, hey, I want to be a friend of the Kingston Library. How do I do that? So because you have a lot more hours of the day to do that. So listeners,
yes,
come on out. Support your library.
And go on kingstonlibrary.org for all the information we talked about today and much more.
Thank you very much.
Addie, thank you very much. Thank you, Brian.
Brian, yes.
Welcome to our library, and glad you brought him along. And you guys are welcome anytime. So
thank you.
Yes, and Happy New Year.
And Marjorie
Happy
need a
New
break.
Year.
Come on back or whatever. So awesome. So Dan, why don't you take us to break?
Thank you, Cameron, and thank you, Nina Postupack, and a very, very special thanks to Addie and Brian for coming in today to talk about our Kingston Library. KCR is Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. It is 8:30 a.m., and it's Tuesday, December 28th, 31 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. And this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Robert Baum Realty, Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And let's see a little bit about the weather for the next few days. Partly cloudy this morning and then becoming cloudy during the afternoon with a high of 49 degrees. And again, be very, very, very careful about moving around today. Untreated surfaces are slippery, and that means sidewalks. So be very, very careful. Sidewalks, parking lots. Be very, very careful. And Tuesday night, tonight, rain and snow this evening with an 80% chance of precipitation. Some sleet may mix in, a low of 32. And Wednesday, cloudy with a high around 40 degrees. And Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening with a few showers developing late, low near 35. And there's a chance of rain of about 30% for Wednesday evening. Thursday, cloudy with showers, a high of 42, and chance of rain is 50%. And Thursday night, that continues with a chance of rain of 50%. Showers in the evening, then cloudy overnight. Okay, let's get back to the on-air studio for this last half hour of A Terrific Tuesday with Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. By the way, this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. With a long history of serving local communities and maintaining a strong tradition of customer service excellence while providing each customer with the personal attention they deserve. Rondout Savings in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, and also online at rondoutbank.com. Let's get back to the on-air studio.
Thank you, Dan.
That's it. So I said, my dad texted me, and I said Sally Boyce is no longer, working at the milk house. But Rich Boyce's daughter, Cheyenne, is the manager at the milk house. So any cow pie claimants, go see Cheyenne and any of her fine folks.
So we'll change all the print
hey, it's in
here.
the family. She's a Boyce.
That's right.
On the wall. So
we'll have to change all the print, here to Cheyenne.
Yeah, there you go.
And thank you, Sally, for all of your incredible service to Kingston Community Radio in all your previous years. Thank you so much.
So, well, it's good to see they're keeping it in the family. So, I believe Paul was trying to call in, Dan. I will.
All right. So we have Paul Hakim coming on the air with us.
Joining us on the phone.
Yes, he'll be on the phone. We look forward to talking to him about the state of the economic
I want to
affairs.
get his thoughts on the
Tech City.
Tech City campus. Was it EI 87 or no? Not 84. Hey, Paul, you with us? Good morning, Paul. You on the air?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Paul, you with us?
I am.
Paul, you on the air? There's some sort of delay.
Yeah. No, this is Paul. I'm here.
I hear you. You sound like you.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody today?
Excellent, man.
He had the video on.
Oh, okay. How was?
Yeah, I'm watching you. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. Kill the volume. How was the? How was your Christmas?
Great. Sorry, I did not come in today out of an abundance of caution. Don't you love that saying?
I love that word.
Yeah.
Have you come in contact with someone?
We had a potential exposure, and nobody's got. Everybody that I know that is positive or has been positive is pretty much asymptomatic, kind of more like the common cold. So hopefully that will be the trend.
Yeah.
Yes. That vaccine and the booster, it works. Yes, it does. It does.
Yep, I read an article yesterday that if you've got the vaccine, the booster, and get Omicron, you're like Superman. You've got the biggest immunities that you can get there. So until the next variant comes out.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Not for a long time. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the big news of the real estate transaction at Tech City and how that's moving forward.
It's great that there has been some movement. I guess the truth will be told, with any actions that are taken here. It's pretty surprising to me, a transaction of this magnitude in the county here, how quiet it all was. And, I'm just hoping everything was the way it should be.
Yeah.
Because usually things are a little bit more transparent when we have a large public transaction like that. And the way the voting went down that night with the consecutive back-to-back meetings was also pretty interesting. Not that there was a deadline or anybody had a deadline, but again, I'm glad it happened, and I wish the Cotters the best of luck, and we need those jobs.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we need
to. One, getting it cleaned up for any potential future development is a huge step. So, the price tag of remediating those piles of, contaminated debris, that's huge, getting rid of that crap.
Well, to me, that whole pile thing is a bunch of malarkey. Because
I agree, but
the town gave him a building permit to tear the buildings down. He tore the buildings down. After the tax lawsuits were steaming up and, they caught wind of his motive. His motive was to tear the buildings down to get the taxes reduced.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Have less land to, only pay tax on the land, not on the improvements.
Yep.
So in the middle of that, they got into a, big argument, and, I think unfortunately the card got played where they called in the EPA.
Yeah. You can't pull that card off the table.
Well,
once they know about it, you're done.
So friable asbestos is a problem. That's typically the asbestos that's around your pipes. All those types of things. There is asbestos in floor tile that you buy today. You can go down to the flooring store and buy 12 by 12 tiles that are asbestos in them. You can go buy ceiling tiles that have asbestos in them. And, it is a hazardous material, but, they're still selling it. It's just handled properly. It is okay. Even with the friable stuff that flies through the air, if you wet it enough, I've seen videos on them remediating, the different types of asbestos off of pipes even, and, they'll use water to keep the dust down, right? You remember when they were taking the parking garage down? They
absolutely, yeah.
Truck there, and they were spraying water on the pile.
Yeah.
So I don't see why, in everybody's interest, that couldn't have happened. Go spray a hell of a lot of water on it while they're moving it.
Yeah.
I know Allen Ginsberg had suggested that he even truck it over to the other side of the property behind the Bank of America building and cover it over, and he wanted to put a solar farm over it. I guess, again, asbestos is only dangerous when it's airborne.
It's in the air, yeah.
So
comes out of the ground.
Go fill a hole with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cover it over,
bury it,
and call it done. I don't see why that should cost $7 million to do it. So I question the.
Yeah, well, it's probably punitive.
That type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the EPA is making them truck it to a secure landfill somewhere, and it's $1,000 a ton, and whatever. It's baloney.
Well, interesting, world we live in. Allen Ginsberg couldn't get the approval to move that, but boom, we've got a new buyer, and all of a sudden he can negotiate with the EPA and get the permission to handle and move the stuff.
Yeah,
right?
well,
so it's just
that old owner, I remember when he first came to town. Rylance Printing was one of the first outside tenant when IBM was still there. The building 35, where Rylance Printing was, is in that pile of rubble, coincidentally. But when Allen Ginsberg first came to town, he had like a luncheon, and I forgot about it. My dad reminded me over Christmas that we met him up at Wiltwick, and it had the slick. This was 1992 or 3 or whatever. He came in, slick back hair, the shiny suit. Definitely was not a local boy. And he thought, I got, my dad was like, I got the heebie-jeebies from him then. And he didn't even own the place. He was like kicking the tires. And he'd missed, he didn't, 30 years he owned that place. And
he didn't do right by the community. He didn't do right by it. At all, in my opinion.
But,
so,
anyhow.
I'm glad we're moving on. I'm glad we have a reputable company now that's purchased it. And I think we're moving forward in a positive direction.
Speaking of moving forward, Paul, I don't know if you saw a little article in the Freeman today that somebody determined that future developing the Golden Hill site will not adversely impact the traffic. So, no further steps there. To me, that's one of those little steps that are one of those little stumbling blocks to development that perhaps
did
just
it say
got
that
passed.
they closed seeker? Did they made a seeker determination to that effect, or they just said that the traffic would not have an impact?
It was just the traffic,
the
but
traffic
that's just
and
one of those 99 steps you got to jump through, to move a project forward that way better than I do. But to me, that's just a little bit of positive note that Golden Hill might be really moving forward.
Yeah, it is great. We need the inventory. I don't think that it would have that adverse effect. You've got technically a county road that's connecting to a state road, all right, because that is a state road. There.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The chateau. Did I say the chateau? The hillside?
Whatever. Yeah, it is the chateau. It used to be the
chateau. Oh, it is the chateau. Okay. I remember when it was L'Auberge
32, yeah.
Back in the day. But, that easily mitigated if there was a problem. That is very easily mitigated because they could put a light there at the corner where those two roads meet. If it were a problem, that might even be a good thing from a community perspective to curb the speed of people coming in to the city. If there's a light there, it's somewhat of a traffic calming device. So a light there might not be a bad idea. The county would probably benefit from it because the buses go in and out of there, and that is the main route up to the nursing home. So, we do have some older people going in and out of that intersection. So, a light ultimately might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
And then that would totally mitigate any problems there. I was interested to see, I got a chance to see the site plan. They're only developing the top half of the property. The bottom half of the property, which is kind of at the same plane as Gateway, is not being developed, which I was surprised because that's some nice, beautiful, developable property with water and sewer. So I think there's room to expand on that project.
It's phase 2.
Yep. Again, we're facing an inventory problem, and the only way to fix that is create more inventory. And, we need to overcome a lot of the knee-jerk reactions to development and get some more inventory into the pipeline here.
Absolutely. It takes a while, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's 80 low-rise multifamily housing units, it's saying here, and 80 senior multifamily units completed by 2024. So, the traffic study, though, was done by the company. And now it's my understanding that the city of Kingston will do its own traffic study in conjunction with that. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. But, so $7,500 to pay for the consultant on the city's behalf.
Oh, I thought that was a state. All right.
Yeah. So the city engineer plans to hire an independent consultant to help review the traffic analysis submitted on behalf of the developer. So the traffic analysis that was submitted was on behalf of the developer. Now the city will analyze that. We're going to analyze the analysis. Thank you.
And money and time. This is going to turn into a Dean Gitter project. Still haven't done anything. Poor Dean. Poor guy died before he. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, we have an engineer. I believe it was Chazen, who does probably the majority of the traffic studies in the region. There's one other company, name eludes me, but again,
Chazen to do it.
Yeah, there is a science behind it. You run over those rubber things on the road all the time, and they count traffic in both directions, what time of day it is, peak travel times, all that type of stuff. So it's pretty easy to draw conclusions and come to that. I have very rarely seen a traffic study second guessed, but hey, what's another $7,500, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems to me that's always a way for people to complain about it. Throw a wrench in the works, and it's going to snarl the traffic. We got to study. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed like a good thing.
Well, yeah, you're right, Paul. It says here they did a study on October 20th when the schools were in session to see the traffic patterns there. It seems quite comprehensive, and it was Jason that did it. So, interesting. One step forward.
And that's Seeker for you. Seeker has great intent. The legislation is a great thing because, it makes everybody and all the planning boards second guess things for the environment. But things were expanded upon, so, environmental impact, started with, save the animals, the eagles, the, whatever. Now it's in, are you going to inconvenience me a little bit because there's more traffic? We're not, this type of development isn't necessarily introducing more people into the community. It might be concentrating them a little bit in that one section a little bit more. But that again, that's a state highway that's got a tremendous amount of traffic coming through it. If they're concerned about it, fix the intersection, that 5-way or whatever 8-way spider intersection at the end of 32.
Yeah.
I think that's the only spot where somebody could feel a problem. The ingress, the exiting, making the left in towards the city at a Golden Hill Drive, potentially could be a problem. But, again, mitigate it. We need the housing inventory.
Yeah.
Putting a light up there, you'd be surprised that, putting a traffic device on there could cost $500,000, maybe $750,000. That's a lot of money. But again, it could be dual purpose. They probably need a light or something there already. All right. So yes, maybe it's going to exacerbate the situation, but we're going to have all this potential infrastructure money floating around. There's a great spot for it.
Yeah.
Right?
And hopefully growing, public transportation, which is an important step in climate control.
Well, yeah, the reports.
All those buses taking left out of the Golden Hill Drive there.
Well, the report states an intersection warning sign should be installed on the northbound Boulevard approach to the intersection with Golden Hill Drive because of the limited sight distance, which is what you're talking about, Paul. It also states that even though a traffic signal is warranted at the intersection under federal guidelines, there is not an overriding need for the signal, and installation is not recommended. So again, you're right. There's a lot of ways to look at it, a lot of possible solutions to the problem. And they did say that there's 64 new vehicle trips during the morning, and at peak at night, 75 new vehicle trips. So that's not really, that's a minimal increase in traffic, basically, for any area, according to the report.
Yeah, I don't think you'd even notice it unless you were maybe one of the people waiting to come out of there if you were making a left turn towards Kingston.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, what's the impact? I think there's the impact for the new residents in there. Again, my concern would be, you're going to have there's going to be some senior residences in that mix. All right?
Correct.
But, I think, you could kill a couple birds with one stone, put in that traffic light, and, that could potentially open up and make safe the whole 25 acres directly across 32 from there.
Yeah.
What is that?
The park there.
Lawton Park.
Yeah.
Lawton Park property.
Yep.
So, here we go. We've got 25 undeveloped acres in the city of Kingston. 25 acres, okay, with water and sewer. I think that property's got 4 little streets that go in and connect in towards the property, as well as a secondary major ingress-egress down to South Wall Street by Mike's Office Furniture.
Yeah.
All that stretch of properties there. So you put a light in and, maybe you could squeeze in another 150, 80, 150, 250. I don't know what the number is.
Yeah.
But, again, even 50 units would help. I said this last time, I love all the development. We need the inventory. But we need the inventory first for our locals. All of these projects, I don't care what municipality it is in our little radius here, needs to prioritize our locals and long-term residents. So I'd love to see not just an income requirement, because, they're trying to make this stuff affordable, but I'd like to see it affordable for the people who've been here, all right? So not only, looking at their tax return or, their pay stub, but let's look at and give them priority based on how many years they're here.
We don't need to import people for affordable housing.
Right, we're exasperating our situation because
it happens.
It's such a great place to live, and people are just jumping on the bus or the train coming up here and going, wow, I'm moving here.
Yeah.
And then they move here and go, oh my God, I can't afford the rent. And they're these are our most vocal people. And, I think our, long-term locals have their heads down and, just trying to make it work. We need to, give a priority to all those local municipal workers, police, firemen, whatever, DPW, teachers.
Seniors that are trying to sell their house, who would love to sell the house but don't want to leave, don't want to stay by the grandkids or whatever. I mean, my family is affected by that directly,
Sure.
No place to go.
Yeah, they want to give up the house, the big house in Hillside Acres, Rolling Meadows, or whatever area, neighborhood, and there's nowhere for them to go. They're like, okay, it's going to cost me about the same to move into the Kingstonian, per month, or one of these other places here. But again, if they're offering this affordable stuff, we should get people to move laterally within our market, as opposed to people introducing people to our market, which is exasperating the situation.
Correct.
They're not coming here for jobs. Unfortunately, it's not like, hey, we've got this big employer hired 500 people, and that's a different problem. We don't have that problem. Imagine if we did have that problem on top of people going, hey, I'm going to go up to the Catskills and quarantine, and hey, we're going to stay. I mean, it's good, but it's a different piece of our economy, right? So, again, it's just perspective here.
Yep.
I'm giving you my high level thoughts.
I agree. It's importing people to live in the freshly built affordable housing doesn't help us. So, whatever. So, moving on. What else we got going on? Any travel plans coming up?
I'm going to be heading, assuming everybody's staying healthy here, and the pilots start working again. I saw they canceled a lot of flights and stuff, so really wreaking havoc on people's holiday travel plans. I'm heading down. Going to be down in Tampa and Houston for a week in the middle of January, and then I've got to swing back through Greenville on the way home. I was down in Charlotte the week before Christmas, and things are really hopping down there, and it was pretty amazing being down there, with the COVID, people cognizant of it, but not driven by it. As soon as I came home, all the TV was test. You got to test, and people were like, "Why would you test?" I think I've got a cold, right? And whether that's right or wrong, it's amazing the different mindsets in different parts of the country and how they're reacting to it, and or not reacting to it, and moving on.
Yeah, well, a lot of fear mongering here in the Northeast, so. What it is.
How about the airlines? Are you finding any difficulty when you can get on a flight, as far as mandates or mask restrictions or testing?
Well, everybody's just wearing a mask. It's fine. When you have to wear a mask on the airplane, otherwise somebody behind you is going to hit you in the head. I think I saw that video on the news last night.
I saw that too. Yeah.
I didn't take mine off the whole flight to Florida. You didn't eat or drink anything.
You didn't.
Nope.
Kept it on the whole time.
I know people that flew, and I knew I shouldn't have had them crackers because that's whatever.
Yep.
Anyhow. So again, if people are just civil about it, it's wearing a mask. Whether it helps or not, I guess, it's just common courtesy at this point, especially in a closed environment like that on the airplane. What's, amazing to me, you hear this airplane. I bet you air travel, probably only accounts for a third or half of the travel, that happens. You think it's any different sitting on a bus or the train?
Oh, exactly.
The people that are on the subways every day, so, they're kind of targeting, the airlines. But, I'm sure that we're seeing bus delays, same thing because of people out sick or bus routes canceled or delayed. But, I guess on the news, it makes a better story to stand at the airport and see airplanes taking off and landing in the background.
Yeah. It's Fauci is going to recommend mandates for flights, domestic flights. So we'll see. So we got to actually get going, Paul. We only got a few seconds left.
Yeah.
So
well, with Fauci, that was interesting. I saw that he was recommending that not to protect people to curb the spread, but to he said directly to get people and motivate people to get vaccinated.
Ah, well. That's a little political, but
yeah, he did say that. Exactly what he said.
A little political.
Yep.
But cool. All right, Paul. Well, we got to run. So listen, man. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yes, definitely, man. Hope to see you soon and be well.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
Yeah, take care, Paul.
All right, Dan. Well, that about wraps it up for a terrific Tuesday. So
yes, Happy New Year to everyone. It'll be 2022 next time Cameron and I are on.
All right, cool. All right, Dan.
Thank you.
Take us away.
Thank you, Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. And this has been a terrific Tuesday. Lots of information of, by, and for the community. Talk radio at its best. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Always working for you and our community with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Thank you for sharing the morning with us and participating in Kingston Community Radio, KCR AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. We invite you to tune in 7 o'clock a.m. every weekday morning, and we invite you to tune in tomorrow morning for a Super Wednesday. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.